Hello everyone, my name is Emma Laverty and I'm here to talk a bit about Cameron Boyce and the Cameron Boyce Foundation. So who was Cameron Boyce? Cameron Boyce was a very well-known Disney Channel actor and activist. He can be best known for his role as Carlos on the Disney Channel series of movies Descendants. He sadly passed away before the third movie was released to the public, so there's a short dedication to him at the end of that movie. And he was also well known for his role as Luke on the Disney Channel series Jessie, which was a very popular TV show for kids when growing up, as well as his role when he was really young on the sequel Grown Ups and Grown Ups 2, which he starred in with Adam Sandler, who played his father in that movie. He also did many activist projects, such as the Thirst Project, which helped bring fresh water to people around the globe who are in need of it. So what happened? In July of 2019, Cameron Boyce sadly passed away at 20 years old from SUDEP. SUDEP is sudden unexpected death in epilepsy, and Cameron sadly passed away in his sleep from this. He died in his LA apartment. He was living with his roommate and previous co-star, Karan Bar, at the time. The two were very close friends, and Karan was the one who ended up finding Cameron in the morning. So what is epilepsy and SUDEP? Epilepsy is a neurological condition, and according to CameronBoyceFoundation.org, there are currently 3.4 million people that are living with epilepsy in the United States. That's 1.2% of the population, and it is the second leading cause of death from a neurological condition. I am not here to talk about the whole of epilepsy today, which is a very broad spectrum. There's many different kinds. But I'm going to talk about SUDEP, however. So, SUDEP is sudden unexpected death in epilepsy. Epilepsy itself can come in seizures, absence, partial complex, shaking seizures, spacing out, but sudden unexpected death in epilepsy can have triggers, but sometimes you don't see it coming. Some of the triggers can include not taking your medications, drinking too much alcohol, night seizures, which is sadly what Cameron suffered from, and typically what happens with SUDEP. You have a seizure in the night and you pass away. But another one could be uncontrolled or frequent seizures, having seizures since you were a little kid from an early age, or just in general not taking your meds or living with epilepsy for multiple years. So what was the response to Cameron Boyce's death? Overnight, as soon as people heard the news, there was a jet wave of responses all across the media. From Twitter, from Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, TikTok, everybody was passing out condolences, responses on who Cameron was as a person and how he affected them, how he affected the world. So it really brought out a wave of information from people. His co-stars especially spoke out in the weeks following. Karan, who was his roommate, still talks about Cameron to this day, attends the gala every year, and participates in the Cameron Boyce Foundation. In Hubie Halloween, which was a movie that Adam Sandler starred in, who was also a previous co-star of Cameron's in Grown Ups, he made a dedication to Cameron in the Hubie Halloween movie, who Cameron was supposed to star in as well, but sadly passed away before the filming even began for that movie. However, the most important response that came from Cameron's death was the Cameron Boyce Foundation. The Cameron Boyce Foundation was established by Cameron's parents, Victor and Libby Boyce, and so far in the nearly 5 years that it has been active, it has raised over $1 million for epilepsy research and for Cameron's causes that he supported throughout his life. The Cameron Boyce Foundation.org states that it honors the legacy of Cameron Boyce by aiming to cure epilepsy through funded research, education, and awareness campaigns that are still supporting causes that were important to Cameron. So what were the causes important to Cameron? Some of these include gun violence, global water crisis, or the Thirst Project, which I'll speak more on, and arts programming. So the Thirst Project was a project that Cameron was actively involved in for a few years. The Cameron Boyce Foundation so far has raised $36,000 helping provide fresh drinking water to people around the globe. And that is still active to this day. You can go to www.thecameronboycefoundation.org and look at how they're doing funding or make donations yourself, or you could go to at Libby Boys Instagram and you'll see ways that you can spread it through the media. So who got involved? Former co-stars especially were people that were influencing the Cameron Boyce Foundation. You can get involved on your own. I'll speak a little more about that later. Former co-stars attended the Cam for a Cause Gala, which is in association with the Cameron Boyce Foundation. The Cam for a Cause happens once every year. The most recent one happened in July, and this and Cam for a Cause raises epilepsy awareness of SUDEP, sudden unexpected death in epilepsy, as well as awareness for curing epilepsy. This foundation just this year raised it from $1 million to $1.5 million, which I mentioned earlier. These are only of the few celebrities that have attended, because I couldn't fit all of them on the page. Kenny Ortega, Debbie Ryan, Dove Cameron, Sophia Carson, and Adam Sandler are frequent attendees. I've also seen China Anne McClain there, and pretty much any other co-star or friend that Cameron has ever interacted with, worked with, seen, which really shows the impact that he has had on everyone he's ever worked with and around the world in general. So, ending epilepsy. There are currently 3.4 million people that live with epilepsy, with active epilepsy nationwide, 3 million adults, and 470,000 children. Not many people are actually aware of epilepsy or like how to fix it or the effects that it has on your life or your body. Most people think it's just, seizures. Fall on the ground, shake a little bit. That's not it. According to the CameronBoyceFoundation.org, the National Institute of Health spends $30 billion on medical research each year. Less than 0.5% goes to epilepsy. So this is a problem that the Cameron Boyce Foundation has been trying to solve and is still trying to solve. And I think that's very important because we need people to look into this, because not many people know what epilepsy is or how to solve it or the conditions that come with having epilepsy, the side effects. And so how can you get involved? You can get involved through donations and sponsorships. You can visit the Cameron Boyce Foundation website, or you can spread news through the media like Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok, Twitter, whatever platform you choose. The Cameron Boyce Foundation website can be found on www.thecameronboycefoundation.org. That is a great place to visit because it has more information than I could ever give you in the span of a few minutes. So I would check that out, and you can check out what way you would like to either donate, or if you just want to look into it, or if you want to just spread it around. The more awareness something gets, the better it is, and the more people can get involved. So there are some special resources on the website. One that I found most useful for the organization is Now What. The Now What has support groups and toolkits, and these basically provide content videos, sheets, directories, and other things that can give you a sort of tool guide as to what your next steps are if you have epilepsy, or provide resources of where to go. According to the CameronBoyceFoundation.org, the Now What campaign empowers people newly diagnosed with epilepsy to take control of their health, figure it out, and basically, now what, as it says. The campaign, it provides fact sheets, emotional support with the Facebook groups, video content. There's a video on their page, and information about level 4 centers that can tell you, the website can tell you better than I can, so I checked that out. as well as directories to health centers, which I can not tell you as much about as they can, so check that out too. They give resource links, they give Facebook groups. It's more of a support center for people with epilepsy. And I would just like to close out with a few points. So, the Cameron Boyce Foundation is a non-profitable charitable organization. So this is something that you can help with. You can donate. You can spread awareness wherever you choose to do. This is Cameron Boyce's legacy, what he left behind, and the fact it's still running after 5 years is highly approving of how much Cameron has affected the world and how many people have responded to that organization, how many people have donated, how many people are watching the gala and donating at that gala for Camp for a Cause is truly inspiring. So from Cameron Boyce, he said, "We all go. What you leave behind, what you leave should be bigger than you." Cameron Boyce, 2018, a year before he passed. So the Cameron Boyce Foundation itself is bigger than him. His impact on the world is still happening even after he left it. And I truly think that this foundation is bigger than any of us and that it should be appreciated and spread